to be obsessed with someone, to be in need of someone, to feel like you cannot do without them. They call this in psychology a dependency. You know, if someone feels I can't be alone, I need to have someone with me. That's actually Allah. When someone has Allah with them, they're never alone. كَلَّا إِنَّ مَعِيَ رَبِّي سَيَهْدِينِي, Musa says, alayhi salam. My Rabb is with me, He'll guide me. A person who feels that the loneliness can be the scariest, loneliness can be the most painful experience, and Allah takes that away from us, loneliness away from us, because He says, doesn't matter if the people leave you, doesn't matter if your family leaves you, doesn't matter if your friends leave you, doesn't matter if society abandons you. But when you have La ilaha illallah, you'll never be alone. You have Allah to turn to. You're never alone. It doesn't matter if the world abandons me. Like Ibrahim alayhi salam physically is the most lonely person. Allah calls him alone and ummah, and yet in the height of that loneliness, he has Allah's company. He's never actually alone. And he doesn't just have any company. He has the company of someone who loves him more than anyone else can, who cares for him more than anybody else cares for him, who's going to protect him more than anybody else can protect him. The best possible company, Ar-Rafiq al-A'la, is what he enjoys. And so the first association of Iman in Allah and peace is the fact that we have hope in Him and that we have His company. He's always with us. وَمَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. He's with you wherever you are. So the more you do depend on somebody, the more you're setting yourself up for getting hurt. Right? If you really totally depend on someone and then they let you down, so what do people do? They become rough around the edges and say, I don't depend on anybody. I look at number one, I have trust issues. I'm going to have walls around me. You know, this is what people do. But you know, with Iman in Allah, we have this dependence on Allah, this vulnerability to Allah, this ability to cry to Allah, to tell our deepest, darkest secrets to Allah, to expose our weaknesses to Allah, and still know that He's not going to see me as any less. He's not going to love me any less. He knows me from the depths of my soul, the weakest parts of me, the strongest parts of me. He knows all of my anxieties, and yet He still provides for me. That dependence on Allah is different from any dependence on any human being. Everybody else, if you decide to be too open with them, they might say, oh, I used to respect you a lot more. Now I know too much.